Hello and welcome to round 12 of the 2009 GP4 Offline Championship. We are here for the European Grand Prix at the Valencia Street Circuit, in my opinion one of the worst tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. And after a thrilling Hungarian Grand Prix where Florian Volker narrowly took victory from Page Knight, we are here at Valencia to see if Miklos Gau can extend his lead in the championship fight, and also to see if they can keep up with the two Brauns at the front of the field. So the race was given a 9.5 out of 10. The driver of the day was Evan Byrne, having lost his front wing on the first lap and doing a one stop to get all the way to 5th place. So well done to him, because I actually didn't realise that in the commentary last week. But anyway, so some team news for this race is that Red Bull decided to keep Florian Volker and James Willows, with James's brother Joseph also deciding to stay at McLaren for 2010, and other news including former driver Kellen Bryce, last in the 2007 GP4 Offline Championship Series, looking for a return in 2010 after a 2-year absence. So we are here at the Valencia Street Circuit, not really known for its thrilling races, held from 2008 to 2012. So this will be interesting to see what will happen, and I'd also let you know that the race will be dry because, obviously, due to problems with the circuit in other conditions, the whole weekend was put onto dry. But anyway, so we are about to head to the grid. And here we go. So Waze Kuba is on pole for Ferrari. Great qualifying from him. With Jamie McKenzie second, George Roque third, and Felix Sonntag fourth. A very surprising top four of the grid, with Miklos Gau in 5th place, with Viggo Holst an impressive 6th for Renault in his best qualifying of the season, I believe, with Page Knight 7th, followed by Joseph Willows in 8th place. And then going further down the order, in 9th place is James Willows, followed by Florian Volker in 10th place. And in 11th place is the Ferrari of Will Neller. Finlay Strachan is in 12th, followed by the Force India of Sam Thompson in 13th. Amar Khan in the Toro Rosso, 14th. Good qualifying from him, once again out-qualifying his teammate Ibobo, although that's not that difficult. Roland Moitin is in 15th, followed by Jack Boyman, disappointing from him, in 16th place. 17th is Evan Byrne, followed by Alex Southgate, who originally qualified 8th, but had a 10-place grid penalty for the collision with Felix Sonntag in the last round. In 19th place is Alan Wolf, followed by Victor Bowe in 20th, with the two Lotuses of Michael Mocho and Jordan Maturin at the back. So that is the grid for the European Grand Prix at the Valencia Street Circuit. We only have now 6 races left of the season. Quite amazing how we only have 6 races left of the season, should say. So anyway, as you can see there, the weather is going to be dry. So let us now head off to the grid to start this race. 57 laps around the circuit, around the Valencia Harbour. So let us go to the grid, and here we are. So we are now on the grid. So Kuba's on pole, McKenzie second, Roque third, Sonntag fourth. Who will get the best start? As we have the old light system, we now have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's another long hold, and the lights are out and away we go. And who gets a good start? I believe McKenzie's got a really good start, and so is Sonntag on the second row. I think he's going to get ahead of Roque, and I think McKenzie might take the lead coming through turn 1, but will he keep it into turn 2? Kuba's round the outside, but it looks like Kuba might keep the lead, and yes he does. Kuba keeps the lead. Sonntag's up to third though, ahead of Roque in 4th, with Gal in 5th place. And there's been a crash at turn 2, and that is Roland Moitin, who, well, I don't really know what else to say about him. He's definitely the unluckiest driver in GP4 Offline Championship history. As you can see here, he goes into the back of the Toro Rosso. I'm not sure which one that is. I believe that is Amar Khan, and then he gets hit by the Williams there as well of, I think that's Evan Byrne, and Roland Moitin is unfortunately out of the race on lap 1. So there go the rest of the cars. So Southgate's not made a good start either. He's dropped down to 19th place, so not a good start for him. But Kuba is out in the lead with McKenzie second. Sonntag is trying to get overtaken for third as we come into the right hand. They're about to go over the bridge. As I said, I'm not brilliant with corner names around this track as there is a lot of them. There is Michael Mocho, and there's Ibowa, there's Southgate stuck behind all these guys as we come now into the bridge. Coming through the bridge, and there's been a spectacular crash behind as Victor Bobo, I believe, has just smashed hard into the wall, coming onto the bridge, and wow, he has destroyed the front of that car. And Southgate's spun out and he's hit the wall, but he's got away with any damage. This has been a very frantic first few corners on lap 1 of the Grand Prix. So Bobo is out. So what happened to him? So he was running in 19th. He was behind Evan Byrne. So So he went round the outside of him. He went wide, and unfortunately he turned in way too early and just went straight into the wall, went into the side of the wall, and then went into the right-hand side on the bridge, and that is him out the race. And Southgate, he, I think, hit the wheel there from Ibobo's car and spun out, and somehow didn't get any damage going into the wall there, so quite lucky. As you can see, he goes past the wheel, but obviously it just snags on his car and forces him to spin as he rejoins onto the track. So I don't know if we'll have another replay of that from another view, and I think we will, so here we go. So he comes around the bridge, and there's, I think, the wheel from above his car. You can see it just nabs, it hits his rear wheel, and it just forces the car to spin around right in front of the two Lotuses, Mocho and Maturin, and around goes Southgate, and he is stone dead last. It has been a disastrous start for Southgate in the championship fight. This would be great for Miklos Gal, as there is above his car being pushed to the side of the track as Southgate is still right behind Mackenzie. Is he going to make a move coming down the second back straight? Coming into the last section of the circuit, and Sontag is going to try and make a move. Is he going to make the move? Mackenzie holds him off, and Mackenzie holds on to second place. Roke's just behind, so he could take the position if either of these two make a mistake. So Gal comes through the final section as we come down into the final few corners, into 23, 22, 23, 24, 25. As there's another car off. There was another car off, and that's Finlay Strachan now. So 3 cars out on lap 1 in all in separate accidents. So what happened here? So Strachan, who'd lost his rear wing, had the he got hit by Mocho. He had the Lotus of Mocho right behind him, who just went into the back of him. I don't really know who was at fault there. As there goes Amar Carr. So let's go on board with Mocho. So he was running 16th. He was running behind Strachan. He was trying to go around the outside of him, and Strachan just didn't seem to know he was there. And Strachan got hit by Mocho, who went into the wall. And that is Finlay Strachan out the race, and Mocho is unfortunately going to have to pit for a new front wing. So his teammate is lucky that he hasn't been involved in any of this so far. But so you go on board, so you can see obviously that Strachan was well behind, and he just seemed to be going along, and there it goes. Gets the whack at very high speed from Michael Mocho. But Strachan is out of the race, and unfortunately his bad season continues. As you can see here, I think it'd probably be, I don't know if it will be racing it. I personally think that is Strachan's fault there for not really getting out of the way. But anyway, so that is Strachan out, and it's been a spectacular lap 1 so far. Southgate is still stuck behind all these guys. He is right at the back, and he is a very far distance away from the field. He can't get past these two as the Toro Rosso of Carr and Mocho are fighting there. But they finally go into the pits, as all 3 of them go into the pits. Nearly a bit of contact there from Byrne behind. Mocho's in, Carr's in, Byrne's in. As Mackenzie's still ahead of Sontag, sorry. As we are now on to lap 2, as they come into the right-hander before the bridge. And Sontag is going to stay behind. He can't seem to make a move. Overtaking on this track is certainly very, very difficult. As we now skim on to lap 9, as Roke is now right behind these two. So Southgate has still not managed to get past. As I said, proving how hard it is and why I really dislike this track. As here is Sontag. He's surely going to make a move now, coming onto the end of the back straight, coming into the right-hander. Is he going to make the move stick? It's very close, but no, he doesn't. And Sontag is going to go wide here. And Sontag's going to go wide, and he's hit the wall, but he's somehow avoided damage. But he's lost ground to Mackenzie in front of him, and now Roke is behind him. Can Roke make a move? He's not really, I don't think he's going to be able to make a move as they come round 23, 24, and 25. As Roke comes round right behind Sontag, the final corner, and I imagine probably Miklos Gal is going to be right behind these two as well. As now into the pits comes the McLaren of Felix Sontag. Sontag, who's had a good weekend so far, can he keep this up? As into the pits he comes, we're on lap 16, so it looks like he's probably going to go for a 2-stop strategy. As into the pits also comes Jack Boyman for Toyota. So what will this stop be? It's a 13-second stop. So obviously it's going to be a fairly long stint, and then Sontag will pit again before the end. As now Sontag comes out the pits, he'll be down the order, but the field is quite close as Jack Boyman comes out the pits as well for Toyota. Boyman, who's announced that he's going to be leaving the series at the end of the season, so he will be a sad loss to the championship. Jack Boyman, who's shown some impressive performances, and especially this year at the start by finishing in 4th place on his first race for Toyota. But that is Alex Southgate. That is Alex Southgate in the Brawn. Alex Southgate has crashed out of this race. He was running behind the Lotus of, I believe this is Jordan Maturin, and it is. So he was trying to overtake him coming down the straight. Maturin was defending very well. I don't really see why he's defending against a Brawn, but he was defending anyway. So it looked like there was almost contact there. Maturin went wide. Southgate went around the outside. Unfortunately, it was never really going to work. Went on the greasy part of the track, and unfortunately does the same as Sontag, but unfortunately loses his front right wheel, and he is out of the race. So that is very, very unfortunate for Southgate, but great news for Mika Oskal, who needs to at least finish with the points to get even further away from Southgate, as now Joseph Willows, Sontag's teammate, comes into the pits on lap 20. So it's been quite a dramatic race so far. A number of big names who were struggling during this race, and now into the pits comes James Willows for Red Bull. So the two Willows brothers come into the pits as Joseph Willows comes out. He goes past his brother, as Willows now comes out the pits just behind him. So where are they going to come out on track? As there is Sontag, who's trying to get past the Lotus and Maturin as well. So Maturin's proving quite a handy customer for everyone to try and overtake. So Sontag will need to get past him soon if he wants to. Oh, and that is a car out, and that's Viggo Holst. Viggo Holst, who had a great qualifying, and unfortunately his engine is blown. He was running in 6th place. He was running in the points. He was doing really, really well. How unfortunate that is for Viggo Holst, and he is out of the race. So a chance of points is unfortunately gone for the Danish driver, as he retires just before the bridge. So very, very unfortunate there. As the car is being pushed away, and it was, as I said, an engine failure. The car is pushed through the behind the curves as all the cars go past him. Evan Byrne for Williams is in the pits as well, as the car continues to be pushed. Not exactly safe, the way he's being pushed, but anyway, into the pits comes Florian Volker for Red Bull. Sam Thompson's in the pits also for Force India. So let's see how quick this stop will be for the British driver, Thompson, who I think has avoided all the chaos that's happened on lap 1. So Volker comes out of the pits at 14.1, so I imagine all these guys will be doing 2 stops. As now out the pits there goes Boyman. That's his car right behind Maturin. As out the pits comes Sam Thompson in P14. As there's obviously, you can see a little glitch there as they come up the pits as they go through the wall. But anyway, as here is Roke, who's right behind his teammate Jay McKenzie on the back straight. As now Sontag is still trying to get past Maturin, and he still can't get by. So it looks like track position is key in this race, and Kuba is well clear out front. As here is Sontag, who's trying to still get past Maturin. He's trying to go around the outside, and Sontag's going to make the move around the outside. Has he done it? Yes, he has. What a move by Sontag. One of the moves of the season, and I know it's a Lotus, but still, that was quite ballsy there from Sontag. As we have a look again. So he tried to go around the outside, and obviously he braked quite a lot later than Maturin did, and he made the move stick, and I believe actually Maturin had to lock up a little bit there just to try and stop the car. But that was some move. So we have a look at it again. So Sontag had all the slipstream, he had all the power, and I don't know if he had curves or not. I believe he may have had, but you can see it was very close, almost contact there. So Maturin nearly moved right into the side of Felix Sontag, but he makes the move stick. So well done to Felix Sontag for that move. As here is George Roke, who's right behind his teammate Jim McKenzie for 2nd place. Can't quite make the move stick. Now into the pits comes Roke on lap 24 of this race. So what will happen here? How long will this stop be for the British driver? It's going to be another long stop, and it's going to be a 12.4, so quicker than a lot of the other teams. May have been just slightly less fuel, I'm not sure, but anyway, he comes into the pits. I don't think he'll be going for a 1 stop. I believe it will be a 2, so I think he'll pit quite late on in the Grand Prix, but unfortunately he's going to be stuck behind Maturin and the Red Bull there of, I believe that is James Willows, and it is James Willows. So Roke has not got himself into a good position here, as we're now on board with Jack Boyman as he comes round the hairpin onto the 2nd back straight, and he's got a problem. He's got a suspension failure, and he is out of the race, and he's gone into the wall, and that is exactly the tyre that had the suspension problem, so I bet he's quite glad he got it off. But that is Jack Boyman out of this race. How unfortunate for the British driver. Not a good ending to what had been a relatively quiet race so far. Not exactly spectacular. But anyway, here comes, I believe this is Felix Sontag right behind the Williams of Alan Wolf here, with Joseph Willows, his teammate, right behind as they come around 23, 24, and now into 25. As it is Sontag right behind Wolf, so can he make the move stick coming around into turn 2 as they come down the pit straight? And Sontag is going to have all the slipstream, all the momentum. He's surely going to try and make a move into turn 2. He's right close behind, and he does, but oh, he makes contact. He makes contact, and Wolf goes into the wall. Sontag spins, but recovers very quickly. But that is Alan Wolf out of the race after contact with Felix Sontag. How unfortunate for Alan Wolf. He was having a good race as well. And that is him out of the race after an unfortunate collision there between him and Felix Sontag. So I don't really know if there's anyone to blame there, but as you can see, so Wolf tried to defend, came out in front of Sontag, and I think Sontag just had really too much momentum. He had a lot of speed, and he had a lot more speed because he had the slipstream coming off of turn 1, so I guess that's probably counts as a racing incident. I wouldn't say Sontag on purposely tried to hit him off there. Probably was an accident, but anyway, so Sontag, as you can see there, spins, and Wolf unfortunately can't stop the car in time and goes into the wall. And that is an unfortunate accident there for the Williams driver. You can see he just gets bumped and he just can't stop. And I mean, he was never really going to make the corner, unfortunately. So yeah, so Maturin goes into the wall. Sontag continues, but he's dropped behind his teammate Joseph Willis. If we have a look at this once again, he comes behind. Just as I said, he had a bit too much momentum. He had a lot more speed than Wolf because he had the slipstream. So it was a bit difficult to really stop the car there. Now Miklos Gal for Brawn is coming into the pits. Gal, who's had a relatively quiet race, he's run in and about the top 5, and we haven't really heard that much about him, to be honest, because it's mainly been focusing on the battle for second place between Roke, McKenzie, the McLarens. I mean, it's actually been a decent race so far, I have to say, considering it is Valencia. But anyway, Gal comes out. He does a 16 seconds, so that's quite a long stop. And there goes Roke, and there goes the 2 Red Bulls, Willows and Volker. So Gal will come out in 10th place as he goes again through the wall there. Coming around into turn 1 as there's another yellow flag out. So what has happened now? That is Jordan Maturin, whose car has gone off in a massive plume of smoke, and the car is engulfed in it. So it's just been a spectacular failure there for Maturin. So what has happened here? So he suffered I think it was an engine problem or something along those lines. I think I could tell on the dashboard, but he's coming around, and unfortunately the car just goes right there just before he comes into the pits, which is unfortunate because he would have just about made it. But Maturin retires and he was about to go into the pits. So what happened? How come he rolled back? So he was right close to the pits, but he just hit his car into the wall, and then obviously he didn't put his foot on the brake as the car just started rolling into right on almost onto the pit entry way as the car is just there in the smoke. Because there is his teammate Mocho, who went right through the car, it looked like, nearly, from that angle, but so Maturin, the car needs to be moved so that the pit entry isn't blocked. It's yeah, unfortunate there for Maturin, quite a spectacular failure there, as into the pits comes Will Niller for his first stop of the day, so I believe that he will try and go to the end on a 1-stop. Will this work? This will be very interesting to see. So he's already gone 33 laps, so he'll be putting on a new fresh set of Bridgestone tyres on. So he comes out, he does a 14.5 second stop. He will come out behind the top 10. He'll come out in 11th place, will clear and burn. He'll have a lot of free air, which is what is needed in this race. As now in the pits is Jay McKenzie for BMW Sauber. McKenzie, who was holding up Roke, you could say there, but be interesting to see if I think is the reason why. It's probably because I think McKenzie I don't believe he had made a stop, so I think that's the reason why he was holding him up. He was trying to go for a 1-stop, so he was trying to preserve his tyres. So this could be interesting to see which one is going to work. Will a 1-stop work or will a 2-stop work? At the moment it is not sure, but at the moment Waze Cooper is well clear, so that doesn't really matter. But as here is Felix Sontag, who's right behind his teammate Joseph Willows for 3rd place. Sontag is having a great race so far today. He's having the slipstream on the back straight, and he's going to make the move coming around into the right-hander. And does he make the move stick? And yes, he does. He makes the move stick. Great move there from Sontag, because they're now right behind Paige Knight in the Toyota. Paige Knight, who I don't know if she has made a stop or not. I don't think she has, as far as I know. I don't think I've seen her in the pits yet, but I'm not sure, as they come around the final corner. So sometimes he's going to be right behind Knight, I believe, or not quite close enough. I don't think she'll be close enough to make a move. Coming around into turn 2 is now we skip ahead on the lap, as now Sontag is right behind Knight. He's going to try the same move with Joseph Willows, surely, and he's going to make the move. Knight tries to defend, but it's to no avail, really. But is Sontag going to make the move stick? And yes, he is. Is Joseph Willows going to make the move stick? The answer is no, he's not. Knight defends, but Joseph Willows is going to lose time as Sontag escapes into the distance. as they come down into the final three corners, 23, 24, 25. And Sontag actually comes into the pit, so this will be Sontag's second stop of the race, and Knight does as well. So, as I said, I believe Knight has yet to pit, so this could be very interesting, as Knight has gone, I think, further than anybody else. So Sontag is now in the pits. Knight is in the pits. Who's going to go out in front? As there is the Red Bull of Florian Volker in the pits as well for Red Bull. As Sontag comes out, he will get out ahead of Knight. There's Knight's car, and there is obviously Volker making his stop as well. So it'll be interesting to see where these guys will finish. But as I said, they're not going to come close to Waze Kuba, who is well clear of the field at the moment. So Sontag comes back out on the track, as now the leader, Waze Kuba, comes into the pits, I believe, for his first stop of the race as well. So Waze Kuba, who's done a great job here, he's been by far the quickest driver of anybody else. No one has come anywhere near close to him all weekend, really. So he will come in, and he will go out, I believe, in P1. So a 14-second stop, as now Joseph Willows, P2, comes in for his final stop of the race. So Waze Kuba will stay out in P1, and there he goes. So Waze Kuba, the leader, and looks set to be the victor of this race. As we're now on lap 2, there's Roke in second. There is, I think it is Willows in third, I'm not sure. But Waze Kuba looks like he's gone wide and he's gone into the wall. Waze Kuba has gone wide and he's hit the wall at turn 2. And Waze Kuba has thrown away what was surely a certain victory in the Ferrari, as he pushes his curve system, probably banging his steering wheel at the mistake he's made. You can see he was just had a lot of understeer, and he just headed straight for the Santander wall there. How unfortunate that is for Waze Kuba. He was dominating this race. He had dominated the weekend. He looks by far the best driver of anyone else, and unfortunately for Waze Kuba, he has thrown it away. And that is probably one of the biggest chances of a Ferrari victory this season gone as well. You can see he just couldn't steer the car, just understeer there. I don't know why on fresh tyres, but he was obviously pressing a bit too hard, but I don't think he really needed to. So at the moment, George Roke takes the lead with Florian Volker in second place. So Volker now comes into the pits for his final stop. I believe Roke has made his stop as well. I'm not quite sure, but I believe Volker was in P1, so I think Roke has already made his stop. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after they come out of the pits. So Volker will come out in P8, and this will be very interesting to see what will happen near the end. There is Sam Thompson in 10th place as well, as the car goes through the wall and now rejoins the track in safety. As here we are on with 2 laps to go, so obviously nothing's happened, but as you can see, Mackenzie is in second, but Mikolas Gal has taken advantage and has taken the lead of this race. So I believe Gal, Mackenzie and Nella all did a one stop, and as you can see, it is clearly the best strategy, and they have taken the lead, or Gal has taken the lead I should say. Mackenzie is second, Nella third, so all the one stoppers have benefited from this, and this could be the finishing order, as Gal is coming up to a battle for a 12th place, I believe, actually 11th I think it might be, between Evan Byrne and I believe that's Michael Mocho, as there is Nilla right behind Mackenzie, as there is the 2 McLarens, there is Knight, Roke and the 2 Red Bulls. So wow, the top 9 cars are very close here. So wow, this is quite a race we have on our hands for the final lap or two. So as we come down, so Nella is right behind Mackenzie, as I think that's Sontag trying to make a move on Joseph Willows. George Roke is right behind Paige Knight. So this is some race that we have on our hands for the last couple of laps, or for the last lap I should say. So Mackenzie is in second place, and Gal is clear at the front. He's got traffic, but it depends if these guys keep battling, as now Nella and Joseph Willows are doing just that, then that will ensure Gal's victory, as they're about to go on to the final lap. And look at all these cars, they're literally within a straight of each other. They're very close, as now Willows is right behind Nella, coming round the final section of corners 23, 24, 25, as they make the move, as now Gal is right behind this battle for 11th between Evan Byrne and Michael Mocho. We're now on the final lap of this Grand Prix. So Mikolas Gal, this is a very big victory for him. This could be the championship winning victory, but obviously he won't win the championship here, but if you know what I mean, in the long run, this could be very important for him. With Southgate once again retiring, as unfortunately luck has not swung his way. as Gal is coming through the first section of corners, and he just can't seem to get past these two. He's stuck behind these two because they're battling. They don't really know that they've got the leader behind him. The gap is 3.1 seconds. I don't think Mackenzie's going to be able to catch up with him, as he's not exactly getting away from Nella. And look at the two McLarens are right behind as well, as there's a little bit of a gap to Knight and then Roke and then the two Red Bulls. So this is quite a race we have on for second, as there is Gal, who is in the middle of the scrap, right ahead of Armar Carr. There are the rest of the field. As you can see, the two ahead are battling, Byrne and Mocho, as Nella tries to makes a defensive move in front of Joseph Willows as they come round the little chicane bit, I call it, as they come round. So Gal is now overtaking Evan Byrne on the straight, so he is going to lap him. So that gets another car out of the way, and now Carr's right behind him. He's going to try and make a move for 12th place. Is he going to make the move? He's defending Byrne, and he keeps the position. And now that is going to play right into the hands of Gal, who will now have those two cars in front of him. So if he could, he can really hold them up, as they wouldn't have a chance to get past. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that, as now Mikhail Scout is coming around the final set of corners, 23, now into 24, and now into 25. And coming down onto the pit straight, Mikhail Scout is going to win the European Grand Prix and take a vital step in winning this championship, as Mackenzie comes home third, Nella fourth, Willows fifth, Sontag fifth. Oh, I got this really confused there. That was really bad. But Mackenzie was second, Nella was third, Joseph Willows fourth, Sontag fifth, Knight sixth, Roke seventh, I think it was Willows eighth, Vulcan ninth, and now Sam Thompson just coming across the line in 10th place. And wow, that was quite an ending to the European Grand Prix. It was a lot better, as I said, than I was expecting, as Michael Mocho, who's not yet lapped, I think for the first time in this season, as he will continue to go around to finish the final lap. But there is your winner, Miklos Gal, who will take a big step in winning the titles. There's a bit of debris there, so something has happened here on this final lap. So all these guys battling, as I don't know who it is, but George Roke has lost his front wing, so I don't know what he's hit. If he's hit another car, all the other cars look to be undamaged. So there's a bit of, obviously, well, a bit of aggro going on, I should say, as Volker almost goes to the back of the McLaren there. But, wow, that has been the European Grand Prix. Quite a race that was. As we now look at the results, so Mikhail Scow wins, Jamie Kenty second, Nella third, Joseph Willis fourth, Sontag fifth, Knight sixth, Roke seventh, James Willis eighth, Foreign Vulcan Knight, Sam Thompson 10th, Mocho 11th, Byrne 12th, Carr 13th. The Byrne car, the only drivers a lap down, with Waze Cooper crashing out, Maturin, Wolf, Boyman, Hulse, Southgate, Strachan, Ibowo, and Moichin not finishing this race. So we'll now have a look at the fastest laps. And the fastest lap of the race goes to Joseph Willows, actually, ahead of his teammate Felix Sontag, so that shows the pace of those two cars. James Willows third, Boyman fourth, Roke fifth, Volker sixth, Southgate seventh, Thompson eighth, Knight 10th, and Cal, despite being 1.2 seconds off the quickest time, Nella 11th, Carr 12th, and Mackenzie being 13th, nearly 1.5 seconds off the quickest time. Wayscuber 14th, Byrne 15th, Hull 16th, Wolf, Maturin, Mocho, Strachan, Moichin, and Bobo, with Strachan, Moichin, and Bobo retiring on the first lap. So here is the driver's standings. Gal leads by almost 20 points ahead of Southgate, who is a further 19 as well, ahead of Volker, who is now only 6 points ahead of Willows. As we now look down the rest of the order, Mackenzie is 5th, Willows 6th, Nella 7th, Sontag 8th, Knight 9th, Cooper 10th, George Roke 11th, Byrne 12th, Zaffrey 13th, Boylan 14th, Thompson 15th, Wolf 16th, Hulst 17th, Strachan 18th, and Ebovo 19th with 1 point, with Carr, Moichin, Mocho, Maturin, Ionescu, and Garcia all on 0 points. So Braun is 63 points ahead in the Constructors, ahead of Red Bull, who are 48 ahead of McLaren, with BMW now 4th ahead of Ferrari in that interesting battle for 4th place in the Constructors. Ferrari are 5th, Toyota are 6th, Williams are 7th, Force City are 8th, Renault 9th, Toro also 10th, and Lotus in 11th. Well, that has been the European Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Don't forget to, as usual, leave your driver of the day and also give the race a rating out of 10. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the Belgian Grand Prix at the infamous Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Goodbye.